Totalitarian and fundamentalist ideas play to your fears. They are always creating enemies and seeking to overcome them. They believe that there is one side that is good and another side that is evil. They are oversimplified and dualistic in their perceptions of the world. But the path of compassion, which is the path I teach, challenges you to love and accept all beings as equals. It makes no exceptions, for it knows that to condemn one person is to condemn all. It is not an easy path, for it recognizes that there will be continual challenges to your commitment to equality, and each challenge must be met with the full depth of your commitment if you are to demonstrate the truth. Many people use my name in vain. They attribute abusive, judgmental ideas to me, and use them to justify all manner of vile acts. That is why I must tell you clearly, do not use my name in vain. Do not use my name to judge any man or woman. I have never taken one brother's side against another's, nor would I ever ask that of you. I have asked you to come to peace within your own mind, but I have asked you to come to peace with all of your brothers and sisters. How can you distort this simple teaching? If you have heard me in your heart, you will know that you cannot use these ideas to justify any judgment or attack on any human being. When you would judge another, look within and ask, would I judge myself in this way? For any judgment against your sister is also a judgment against yourself, and any judgment against yourself is a judgment against me. For I am not separate from you. As you treat yourself and your sister, you also treat me. We are inseparable. Our destiny is bound together. Understand, my friend, that you will not find love if you seek agreement. Love runs deeper than that. As you learn to love the one who opposes you, you will find the source that goes beyond judgment or fear. In that source we are joined as equals, free to think and act in accordance with our guidance. I support you in your freedom to choose, even when you make a different choice than I would make. For I trust you, my sister. I trust God's plan for you, for your awakening. And I know that you can never make a mistake that will cut you off from God's love or from mine. Crime and punishment. If thoughts could kill, how many of you would still be alive? I would remind you, the seeds of all actions are to be found in your thoughts. If you think, I can't stand so-and-so, you are attacking him. What begins as thought quickly becomes speech. If you slander this person in front of others or plot behind his back, you are attacking him. What becomes speech quickly becomes action. If your words inflame others who support you in your attack, you may feel justified when you beat this man or even kill him. Society says only the physical action is reprehensible. Verbal attacks are unfortunate but inevitable, and no one would be foolish enough to try to hold another accountable for his thoughts. And so you are outraged by the act of murder. But the thought of murder is acceptable. You have all had it. You are outraged by the act of rape or sexual abuse, yet you are not greatly disturbed by the thought of it. I ask you to remember that everything that you think about, say, or do to another person reflects back to you what you think about yourself. A negative thought about someone else demonstrates how you see yourself. Gossip about another or verbal abuse indicate your own feelings of shame and emotional rejection. And physical violence toward another indicates your own suicidal impulse. This is no mystery. Only one who is hurting strikes out against others. And I ask you, how many of you are not hurting? How many of you are not striking out in little ways against others? The difference between you and the one who rapes and murders is not as big as you think. I do not say this to make you feel bad. I say this to help you wake up to your responsibility to your brother. If you can forgive yourself for having thoughts of revenge, why can't you forgive the man or woman who acts with vengeance? This person merely acts out what you have thought about. I am not justifying the act of vengeance. I cannot justify any attack, and I am not suggesting that you do. I am simply asking you, why do you cast this brother out of your heart? He is perhaps even more desperate for love and forgiveness than you are. Would you withhold it from him? Your brother has been wounded deeply. He has grown up without a father. He has been addicted to drugs since he was 9 years old, and he has lived in a project where he had never felt safe. Do you not feel some compassion for the wounded boy in the man who commits the crime? If you were to step into his shoes, would you do that much better? Be honest, my friend, and in that honesty you will find compassion, if not for the man, for the boy who became the man. And I will tell you right now, it is not the man who pulls the trigger, but the boy. It is the one who is overwhelmed and scared. It is the little one who does not feel loved and accepted. It is the wounded boy who strikes out, not the man. My friends, there is no man, there is only the boy. Do not let your sight be distorted by the angry, disdainful face of the man. Beneath that hard exterior is overwhelming pain and self-judgment. Beneath the mask of mismanaged manhood and vicious anger is the boy who does not believe he is lovable. If you cannot embrace the boy in him, how can you embrace the boy or the girl in yourself? For his fear and yours are not so different. Let us first take away your mask of moral superiority, and then let the boy or girl in you look out at the boy in him. That is where love and acceptance begin. That is where forgiveness has its roots. Criminals are just one group of untouchables in your society. You do not want to look at their lives. You do not want to hear about their pain. You want to put them away where you do not have to deal with them. You do the same with the elderly, the mentally ill, the homeless, and so forth. You see, my friend, you do not want the responsibility to love your brother. Yet without loving him, you cannot learn to love and accept yourself. Your brother is the key to your salvation. He always was and always will be. Just as the individual denies and represses the negative tendencies he does not want to accept in himself, society denies and institutionalizes the problems it does not want to face. Both the individual and collective unconscious are filled with unspeakable wounds. Behavior at both levels is driven by the unacknowledged pain, guilt, and fear embedded in these wounds. Forgiveness brings a searchlight into these dark, secret places in self and society. It says to your own guilt and fear, come out and be seen. I need to understand you. And it says to the criminal, come out, meet the victims of your crime, make amends, begin the process of healing. Acknowledging the wound is always the first step in the healing process. If you are not willing to face the fear behind the wound, individually and collectively, the healing process cannot begin. It is hard for you to look at your own repressed pain. It is hard for society to look at the pain of its outcast. But this must be done. Everybody lives in a prison of reactivity until the wound is made conscious. It is not just the criminal who is behind bars. The men and women who put him there live behind different bars. If you don't bring your unconscious material into awareness, it will express on its own distorted terms. If you don't work intentionally with the criminal to help him come to love and to accept himself, he will re-enter society with the same anger and vindictiveness. Building more prisons or putting more police on the streets will not make your neighborhood safer. These actions just excavate the situation by raising the level of fear. If you want to improve these situations, bring the work of forgiveness into the prisons and the neighborhoods. Hire more teachers and counselors and social workers. Feed people, challenge them emotionally and mentally. Offer them experiences of safe emotional bonding. Provide them with opportunities for education and training. Give them hope. Give them acceptance. Give them love. This is the work of a peacemaker.